Hello and welcome to this edition of Minstrels on the Block. Special guest today, a musician I actually haven't played with, Mr. Dale Boswell. Dale, pleasure to have you on the show.
Well, how are you doing, sir? It's an honor.
Good. So, tell me about yourself. Where were you born?
Well, actually, I was born in Rome, Georgia. But as far as I know, I've never been there. I guess I was born there. You know, that's according to my birth certificate and my mom. But I really have no recollection, no memories of living there. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of odd, but and I've told my wife, I said, before I die, I want to go to Rome, Georgia. And I'd love to play there just so I can say I played in my hometown. Yeah. But it was Rome, Georgia.
Be interesting to take a trip back there now and see something and be like, I remember that, but you don't remember remembering it.
Yeah, I don't even know how to get there.
So, where are you living now?
I live in Phoenix City, Alabama, just out towards Fort Mitchell, and we've been there about 10 years now.
Wow. Do you come from a musical family?
Not really. My grandfather, C.T. Russell, he played guitar and sang a little bit, and my uncle, which is his son, Steve Russell, he played in his younger days, and they kind of taught me some chords and some little rides and runs through the years, and I guess they were my inspiration, and probably still today. I think of them every time I pick up a guitar.
Well, we spoke earlier, and you said that you had traveled around a lot, that your parents traveled around as you were growing up, and you lived in a lot of different places. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, we did. My father, he always worked out of town, and we'd end up moving to wherever he was working, and there's places I can remember vaguely. Jacksonville, Florida. We lived in Valdosta, Georgia, in Rockmart, Georgia, and Eufaula, Alabama. On up till we moved to Atlanta, Georgia, and it was from Atlanta, Georgia, where we moved to Phoenix City. And I was about 12 years old, and I remember we got here. I think Daddy got another job offer out of town, but Mama put her foot down. She said no. Said we ain't going nowhere else. Said this is going to be home. Said you just come see us on the weekends and write us, and this is where we'll be, and it's okay if you work out of town. So I've called Phoenix City my home since I was 12 years old.
Wow. So, what's it like living in Phoenix City?
It's great. I've always, it's just a great hometown, and the history, Phoenix City is awesome. The Phoenix City story. Of course, my good friend Freddie Hart, which is, he's from Phoenix City here, and all his family. He wrote and recorded a song called Phoenix City, and kind of told a little bit about the history of it. And it's just the people here are awesome. Basically, all my family live here. My brothers, I got 2 brothers and 1 sister, and we love it. This is home. It don't matter where we go. This is home.
Phoenix City is a very nice town, and it does have a unbelievably rich history.
It does.
Now, your brother, you mentioned your brothers. Do you have brothers and sisters, and are they musical?
Well, like I say, I have 2 brothers and 1 sister. And they're all creative, but they're not really musical. They love music, but they don't actually play. My middle brother Dennis, he's got 2 boys, Jake and Blake Boswell, and they're twins, identical twins, and they had a great band, gospel band, contemporary gospel, and they were awesome. They played some. My sister, she lives in Shiloh, Georgia. Yeah. And she's very creative. Her name is Dawn Pogue, and she's just a creative person. Just anything she does, from poetry to hobbies. And her daughter, Lydia Pogue, she's an awesome singer. Now she's gonna do something with it. She just turned 18, 19 years old, so she's wanting to get into it more, but. When she's been singing all her life, and when she was 11 years old, I wrote a song called put the Bible in the book bag and take God back to school. And it was based on, the problems we've had in school systems, the shootings and things such as that. And I remember as a kid, we had prayer in school, and it seemed like we didn't have the problems we had back then. So that's the basis of this song. But anyway, she recorded it. She was 11 years old and a great singer, and you can get it on the internet. You can hear it on my websites and stuff. But she's a great little singer. And as far as any other relatives that play music, I'm not sure if I have any or not. But I know the close relatives don't.
Yeah. Where did she pick up music? I mean, like
it was just a natural thing to her, to Lydia. It just come natural. Even when she was just a tiny thing, she was doing some TV spots. She's just a natural entertainer, and she's pretty as a picture too. And she's got a sister, Macy, which Macy's not a singer, but she's very creative as far as the arts and things such as that. And she's a great artist, and I always say that come from me also, because I've been a graphics designer and illustrator most of my life, and just something I picked up natural, just always drawing and sketching things when I was a kid, and even in school, I was known as the musician and the artist, and basically that's how I've made my living since.
Cool. Now, tell me about, you've got children, so tell me about what it's like being a musician and playing around and raising children at the same time, and how they view it and how your wife views it.
Well, I've got 6 kids. Well, they're not kids now, but 6 children. 3 mine, 3 hers, the Brady Bunch thing.
Right.
I've got Brandon and Jade and Kaylin. Then we've got 3 more girls. We got Susan, Tiffany, and Ashley. So they're all grown now, doing their own thing. But as kids, I guess it was a natural thing for them that Daddy goes on the weekends and is gone and plays music and gets home real late. If anything exciting goes on, it's not no big deal to them because they've been around it all their life. Right. If a couple of weeks ago I had the opportunity to go to Panama City and hang out with the Travis Tritt show for a little bit. So, I asked the kids if they want to go, and they was like, we got things we're going to do around here, So, but, anybody else would just jump at the opportunity. Yeah. But it's just a natural thing to them.
Yeah. Now, you've obviously have had, you talked about being a graphic designer, and tell me about some of your 9-to-5 careers.
I worked, I think it was from... I got into it professionally in 1985 as far as the graphics design business. And I went to work for a local company in Charbroil in Columbus, Georgia. And I would design their packaging, product illustration, even the assembly instructions. And from working with Charbroil, the music got involved too. And so I wrote and recorded several jingles, some for Charbroil and some for other companies.
Cool.
Just some local jingles, and also did some theme songs for some local TV shows.
Nice.
But it's I always loved anything creative. I've been in the media business for a while, writing and producing TV commercials. So anything creative, I've always been involved in.
That's great. Now, how long have you personally been playing music?
I think, as far as I can remember, since I was about the age of 12, when I moved to Phoenix City, is when I remember starting to actually play music. Of course, I loved it as long as I can remember. On back to the early hee-haw days, which I think started in 1969. And I remember my first, musical idol was Glenn Campbell.
Oh, yes.
And I was to the point where I'd go to the barber shop and I want him to cut my hair and style it like Glenn Campbell's. And the first record I ever owned, up 45, it was a Glenn Campbell song, was Galveston. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you remember that. Galveston, oh, Galveston.
I know the song, yes.
I can see your sea winds blowing, but it's a beautiful song. And from there, I guess it just progressed. Just the toy guitars. Then got to Phoenix City and got more involved in it. And my grandparents bought me my first real guitar, which was an Epiphone. So I hung on that for dear life, and probably like you did, it was my best friend anywhere I went. Everything I did, I had a guitar with me. Sometimes, I'd wake up in the morning and the guitar would be in my lap or beside me, and it just progressed from there.
So when did you assemble your first band?
I played with a few bands in the early 80s, but in 1986 is when I put the Stroke and Dixie Band together. And so we've been performing now, which is about 25 years, and been consistent about it. My first band, Stroke and Dixie, the members were Philip Quinn, which is a very dear friend of mine and a legendary musician, guitar player. Bruce Wood is my bass player, and he's still with me today. We had Mike Niles playing drums, and of course I was playing rhythm guitar. And this was in 1986, and basically we've just been playing ever since. Just stayed busy, and it's not that we were any better than anybody else, but we just had a lot of fun, and when he kept the band as a family atmosphere. So we never had really too much as far as breakups and regrouping and things such as that. Every now and then we change drummers or something, if they want to do something else, or guitars, but not too often. Pretty much kept the same members through the years. And my current band members now is still Bruce Wood playing bass guitar. My lead guitarist is Roy Matthews, and he's an awesome guitar player, and we need to get him on this show sometime.
Okay.
Because the story behind him is he's right-handed, but he had an accident when he was a kid and lost 2 of his fingers.
Oh.
So he had to learn to play guitar left-handed. And he plays lead guitar, plays steel guitar, plays harmonica,
wow.
Just anything he can put his hands on, and does all this with 8 fingers.
Wow.
He plays more with 8 fingers than I can do with 10. But anyway, that's another story. But he's awesome. And we got Don Williamson is playing drums for me. Charlie Davidson is playing steel guitar. And we got Herbie Murray. He's from out of Montgomery. He plays saxophone. Mm-hmm. So we got a 6-piece group, and so that gives us enough room to play pretty much anything we want to play.
Cool.
We're not, we're looked at as a country band, but in reality, we kind of gear our show towards the venue.
Yeah.
If we need to do rock and roll, we can do all this, the Skinnerd and Bob Seger and Eric Clapton. Anything we need to get by, or we can do the oldie goldies. The Chuck Berry and the Tams and the Drifters type stuff. Then we can, of course, the country stuff, and basically we keep our country traditional.
Very, very nice.
Which is the real thing.
Yes. Let's go now to Dale's song, My Soldier Prayer, and we'll be back right after this.